Now on CoastTV News.
Milton parking, free for you, free for me, but it might soon cost businesses in the area a few bucks.
The future of transportation, how you can weigh in on Delaware's controversial electric vehicle plans.
Tent trouble. Dewey considers a ban on beach tents, what locals have to say about it.
And a stunning sight in the skies tonight. We'll show you how the northern lights made a rare appearance over Delmarva.
And the reason why we had that appearance is because the sun is acting up with a clear sky across Delaware. We'll explain all of this coming up on why the sky was on fire.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
No free parking. Milton looking to charge a fee, but it's not drivers who are going to have to pay. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight in Milton.
Right now, public parking is free in Milton, and for the average driver, local visitor, it's going to stay that way. Businesses, though, might have to start footing the bill.
The Milton Finance Committee met Thursday to discuss parking taxes and fees. And as CoastTV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, businesses are crying foul.
You park your car in Rehoboth Beach or Lewis, you've got to pay the meter. In Milton, it's free, but the town is looking for new revenue streams, and instead of charging drivers to park, they want to charge businesses a hospitality fee that would fund public parking. That would be a hit to places like the Milton Theater. They would be required to pay out $1 from each ticket sold. Milton Theater Marketing Director J.P. LeCap says it's extra work and a hit to their bottom line.
Add the $1 to every seat, every seat type, every event. That's going to be hours and hours of work. What people don't know is that the hidden cost for us to add all of these fees to basically to our back end work is going to be a lot.
Milton Vice Mayor Lee Revis-Plank introduced the proposal and says it would be a slow-cooked process.
But if we're doing it a little bit at a time over time, then I think it's easier for all of the businesses to be able to manage the process, because part of it is managing their process. It's not just what we're doing. So we're aware of that, and we certainly would love to have more ideas.
The Finance Committee says the town needs more money so that eventually they can try to build more parking in the area.
We're not like other towns. We're not like Rehoboth or Lewis with big avenues. Our streets are smaller. We need to be able to find parking for the people of the town and for the businesses of the town.
For now, the decision has been tabled for a later date, but the butting of heads between businesses and the town over who gets a parking break is going to continue. This plan is still in its very early stages, so it is yet to be brought to Town Council, but the Finance Committee is looking to gather the thoughts and opinions of as many people from the town as they can while they move forward. In Milton, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
We're going to take a live look now outside into the Lewis area. It's a nice night here along the coast, but before we get to our weather coverage, did you see something bright in the sky when you looked up this evening?
It was a little taste of Alaska for me, gang. What you're looking at right now, here are some pictures of the northern lights, the aurora borealis, all the way down here in Delaware, right along the coast. I can tell you from experience that green is the most common color for the lights. So when you start seeing pinks and purples like the ones in the sky here, reds even, that is something special. So for a bit more on that, let's turn things over to our first alert chief meteorologist, Paul Williams. Good evening.
Good evening. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and start explaining this right now real quick. Now, what happened was we had what's called a G4 event that happened with the sun, where the sun was ejecting some of the material out of it, and it got to what's called a G4, which is actually severe. And it's rare that happens here, so we can see this in Delaware, but that's literally what happened. I mean, as you take a look at just how clear we are right now, you really have to see it right around, let's say, the 7:30 hour. And so this CME ejection is what actually helped to give us the wonderful pictures that we had a chance to enjoy. And if you go to our Facebook page, we have plenty of pictures showing you the different types of colors, and it's really with bending the light in a prism type of an effect, along with the fact that, hey, it's the northern lights and we got a rare treat to get a chance to look at it. All right, now we take a look at our Irish Eyes camera right now, and we're staying very clear. We do have concerns for very gusty winds off of the coast around most of Delmarva, so that's what's concerning us right here at home. But as we take a look at what's expected what's going on with Milton. Milton is now moving out to shore and out of the way. Now it's sustained winds at only 70 miles per hour, and the latest projection is showing that it's going to go deeper out into the Atlantic and shouldn't bother us. Now, unfortunately, in Milton's wake, at least 14 deaths have been reported, or at least confirmed, from the storm. And Florida Governor Ron DeSantis warns that the number of casualties are likely to rise. And water rescues and damage assessments are underway. But Milton's devastating winds and multiple tornadoes and rain likely cause up to $50 billion with a B dollars worth of insured losses, according to Fitch Ratings. Lee Waldman is in Sarasota, Florida, where the recovery is just underway.
Oh my God! There's water in our car!
Sheer terror can be heard in the voice of Angie Dooley while fleeing her home as water levels rose to dangerous levels by 4 a.m. Thursday in Daytona Beach.
I can tell you, we are in for a long recovery.
Hurricane Milton cut a path of destruction through Florida, carrying boats ashore, toppling 18-wheelers, and destroying homes. But the greatest tragedy seems to have taken place in St. Lucie County, about 150 miles from landfall, where multiple tornadoes ravaged the area.
Tornadoes on the ground ripping through our county in a northern direction, leaving hundreds of homes devastated, completely totaled. And it unfortunately struck a retirement community that was mainly modular homes, where we did have loss of life.
Volusia County extending a curfew overnight Thursday.
Please, this is not the time for our citizens and our visitors here to Volusia County to be out on the roads.
While many residents are eager to get back home, gas shortages are still an issue, with nearly 1 in 5 stations running dry during evacuations. Ships and tankers are working to refill those stations in the next 48 hours. Relief much needed, as Milton is the third hurricane to hit Florida this year.
The fact that these two storms have impacted the same area, our hearts go out to those people that are impacted. It's very difficult to go through something like this.
In Sarasota, Florida, I'm Lee Waldman.
Now let's take an analytical look at just what happened. This is the numerous idea of how the numerous tornadoes that touched down. Over 30 have been actually reported, and there's more being reported as we speak. And then we have the wind damage that was really concentrated along the east coast of Florida. Then in tandem with that, we were concerned about the storm surge. So we have our coastal surge tracker. We had significant surge, of course, in Tampa near Sarasota, and then down towards Fort Myers. We had at least five different locations where it was so significant that we have some specialized reports that are associated with this. Bottom line is, this is going to be a significant recovery effort. Although a lot of folks may feel it could have been a lot worse, the worst is yet to come, because it's the cleanup, Charlie, where the real damage and unfortunately fatalities will be assessed.
Thank you, Paul. And new tonight, Maryland Governor Wes Moore has announced the teams of Marylanders are taking part in that cleanup, the response, the recovery effort for both hurricanes Helene and Milton. A number of different groups are involved, including under the umbrella of the Emergency Management Assistance Compact. That is a program that facilitates state-to-state aid in the event of disasters. The Maryland National Guard has 12 soldiers and 2 helicopters running missions in western North Carolina. 3 people from Hartford, the county sheriff's office, and the planner from the County Department of Emergency Services are in Rutherford County, North Carolina, and those are just a few of the teams lending a hand. There are groups in Virginia, Georgia, and you can imagine soon, Florida.
After a young sea turtle was hit by a boat propeller and suffered neurological damage, the group that helps turtles like it is highlighting a new campaign. The Mare Institute is asking boaters to cage their propellers. Mare says that about 20 to 30 sea turtles die each year in Delaware due to propeller blows. Suzanne Thurman says she wants to inform people of the danger.
And this happens because turtles sleep on the surface of the water. The boater, we're sure, doesn't see them. It's not a deliberate or careless thing. They just don't see them. And the damage from the propeller normally cuts through the shell, sometimes even decapitates the turtle, but it is almost always a fatal injury.
And that young sea turtle that was struck is now recovering at the National Aquarium.
Turn the key and rev the engine. A bevy of incredible cars set to take over Ocean City for this summer's Endless Summer Cruising event. The 4-day affair showcases hundreds of different and unique cars, from hot rods to classics, trucks, and even some of the newest cars hitting the streets. For fans of this sort of thing, it's a special opportunity to get up close and personal with some jaw-dropping rides.
I just hope that this event goes on, for the next 50 years, because it's a great event. It brings people together.
The event will go on until Sunday night. It's $15 a ticket or just $10 on Sunday, and anybody under the age of 15 is free.
Speaking of cars and looking ahead to what's next, let's talk about electric vehicles. Later this month, on October 23rd, the Department of Transportation and the Delaware Department of Natural Resources will be hosting 2 online public meetings to present Delaware's electric vehicle infrastructure plan. Those meetings will be held on Zoom at 4 and 6 p.m., covering the state's transition to what it calls an electric transportation future. The push toward electric vehicles has faced some serious opposition. State Republicans have called for a reevaluation of proposed regulations that would require 35% of new passenger vehicles sold in the state to be zero emissions by the fall of next year.
In Dewey today, a town committee debated banning tents on the beach, but still allowing canopies. There's some concern over those big tents blocking the views for other beachgoers and some worry about safety. When CoastTV went to Dewey Beach today to get people's opinions, the reaction was mixed.
Well, I feel like as long as you're being responsible and courteous of other people, I don't think that anyone should have to tell you what to do. You should just be a responsible adult. So why not enjoy, your time at the beach, be protected by sun, and have a good time?
I just think that it's true. They can take off and kill somebody. There's spikes in the ground,
The next town council meeting in Dewey Beach is on Friday, October 18th.
This brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know which beach rule is most important. Let's take a look at the results from earlier.
Well, so far it looks like most of you think pet rules are most important on the beach. 27% saying tent and canopy regulations that we've been talking about. 10% saying noise control, and not too many people worried about alcohol restrictions.
Yeah, don't think we didn't notice. It's down at 1%. You guys just don't seem to be too concerned about that. If you want to vote in this, you can go to coasttv.com or go to the Coast TV mobile app. The future of Salisbury Regional Airport is now off the ground. The state, county, and local leaders gathered for a groundbreaking today. Construction is officially set to begin on a runway extension. That's going to lengthen the runway by about 20%, allowing for larger planes to use the airport. Officials say it could also mean commercial flights with more passengers and going to further places.
Because of the length of the runway today, we are often restricted in how many customers we can take. With this extension, we'll be able to carry a full load of customers under all weather conditions. Investments in the airport infrastructure are investments in the community as a whole. It's good for us as a business, but more importantly, it's good for the communities that we serve.
Senator Ben Cardin says in all, more than $18 million was secured from the federal government for this project. The runway extension is expected to be complete in 18 to 24 months. We have more news to get into this evening.
Still to come, inflation cools down, what it could mean for your wallet.
But first, this week on Coastal Connections, we take a look at one of Delaware's Teacher of the Year nominees, what makes her stand out to her students.
And we have standout sunshine for the Bay forecast. We go from 70 to 79 all the way to 81 degrees with sunshine in Cambridge and in the mid-70s in Crisfield. Your full forecast coming up in just 60 seconds.
I voted for Larry Hogan when he ran for governor.
I did twice. But Larry Hogan for Senate? I can't do that.
Because Larry Hogan would give Republicans control of the Senate.
Republicans could pass a national abortion ban.
More tax cuts for big corporations.
Republicans would have the power to name justices to the Supreme Court.
I don't want Republicans to have control.
I voted for Larry Hogan before, but no way this time.
I'm Angela Also Brooks, and I approve this message.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, like myself in tile, to ensure that you have the best product to fit your needs, and that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your remodel.
I was able to look at everything that I was looking for my new kitchen, including the backsplash and the countertop and the sinks all in one place.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
It takes a big heart to shape little minds, but what does it mean to be a Teacher of the Year? Passion and dedication and a whole lot more. And in this week's Coastal Connections, Christina de Robertis introduces us to one woman who is nominated for that award from the Milford School District.
It all started in an elementary school like this one. The wonder, the inspiration, and the dream of becoming a teacher.
It has definitely been my career goal forever.
Now, years later, Diana Dill, known most days as Mrs. Dill at Miss Fillion Elementary, is in the spotlight as a Delaware Teacher of the Year nominee.
Go to school.
These first graders are her world, and Dill was in their shoes when she first realized she wanted to teach.
When I was in first grade, I remember vividly seeing the teacher and thinking it was so cool that she got to live in this place with all of these really cool things. Realizing that's not what teachers do, even though sometimes it feels like it.
For Mrs. Dill, teaching is not just about lessons and textbooks, it's about creating a space where every child feels seen, heard, and valued.
Teaching is not one size fits all, and as a teacher, it's our job to make sure that we give the students the support that they need, whether it's academically or social and emotionally, making them feel secure in the classroom.
These days, teaching comes with its challenges, larger class sizes and tighter budgets, but for Mrs. Dill, it's just part of the journey.
Well, as a teacher, you just have to find a way to overcome it yourself because there's not really a choice. Here comes the...
And how would the little ones describe their Mrs. Dill?
I did try this with some of my students, and I was pretty accurate about what they would say. I'm nice, I'm kind, I'm fun, I'm funny. Some students will even say that I'm strict, and I may be because I definitely want to make sure that we're safe and following the rules.
The Delaware Teacher of the Year will be named at a ceremony on October 15th. A Milford teacher won in 2023. For Coastal Connections, I'm Christina de Robertis.
This morning's weather forecast courtesy of Bath by Spicer Brothers, a Delmarva tradition for over 20 years.
Welcome to the brand new Bath by Spicer Brothers showroom. Experience the future of bathroom remodeling. Bath by Spicer Brothers is Delmarva's exclusive BCI Elite dealer, offering more selections, styles, and colors, including options like the laser edge tile pattern system. Made in the USA, built for beauty and performance, our baths are durable, mold resistant, and guaranteed for life.
With no money down, no interest, and no payments until 2026, you have no reason to wait.
Call Bath by Spicer Brothers today because you deserve the best.
Angela Alsobrooks got caught taking illegal tax breaks, at least $16,000.
Senate candidate Angela Alsobrooks took advantage of tax breaks that she was not eligible to get.
Angela Alsobrooks' campaign says she was unaware of the error.
That's odd because all 4 mortgages were in her name on the D.C. property.
Alsobrooks owes $59,000 in back taxes. Alsobrooks isn't just dishonest on her taxes, she's dishonest with us. Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Are damaged and outdated showers and tubs hurting your rental property or hotel bookings? Repair and reglaze them for less. Call Hurls Bath Repair for a free estimate.
You don't know how much pressure you put on your septic system, but Riddex does. In a 21-month study, scientists proved that Riddex reduces up to 20% of waste buildup every month. Take the pressure off with Riddex.
When my husband got sick, he needed full-time care, but I couldn't afford to be there for him.
Workers in Delaware were forced to choose between their paychecks and their families. It was wrong.
Sarah knew we had to fix this, so she met with everyone and listened. Sarah brought Democrats and Republicans together.
Being able to care for a sick child or partner without losing your pay, that's going to help a lot of people.
I'm Sarah McBride. I approve this message because bringing people together is how to get things done.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We are Delmarva proud.
Now, just in case you missed the top of the show, all the bright lights that you saw up in the sky, well, that was indeed the northern lights. And because we had a significant CME that happened, which is basically the sun, it's corona, ejecting or having basically a storm that was a G4, which is considered severe, believe it or not, that allowed for us to see the pretty lights that we enjoyed for today. Nothing's wrong, no danger, nobody's going to turn into radiation and turn into Spider-Man or anything like that, okay? But it is really cool to look at when you believe it. And be sure you go to our Facebook page. We have several pictures that you can enjoy, just in case you happen to miss it. A lot of folks didn't. So, We're at 44 degrees in Redden as well as Del Mar, 48 for us in Seaford, and we are a little bit cooler than we were 24 hours ago in Salisbury as well as Ocean City, 5 degrees cooler in Wallops Island. Now, overnight, we are going to settle into the 40s just about everywhere. So this is going to be a very frosty feeling fall kind of a night, an early morning wake-up call, so to speak. The skies will stay clear. The winds will be pushing out of the north-northwest, right about 4 miles per hour. So we're looking at relatively light winds. There's such a dramatic drop in temperature that we actually have a frost advisory in effect for Cape May. Now, it's in our general region. It's not in our immediate area, but if you catch the ferry right across the water, you'll be there. Now, we do have concerns about gusty winds. We have a small craft advisory, 25-mile-per-hour winds from Ocean Pines all the way down to Chincoteague, around the most southern tip of the Delmarva Peninsula, and then a small craft advisory active until 6 o'clock for Elliott, Cambridge, and all of those areas throughout the Chesapeake Bay. We have the trough that's already pushed through, and it's lifting out of the way, and we're going to stay protected from any kind of ill will coming from Milton, which is melting away as we speak out near the Atlantic. Winds are pushing primarily out of the north, and as you take a look at our hunting forecast, because it is hunting season, by the way, we're going to have perfect conditions. Actually, it's going to be clear, so you'll have a clear shot at some things if that's what you do. And so that's what we have. But we also have a bone dry pattern that's been happening. Look, for Friday through Monday, we're looking at less than 7% chance of rain. So we have moderate drought, which is rampant throughout most of Sussex, and even abnormally dry for us in Bethany Beach as well as Ocean Pines. Now, that is also a concern for us down in Chincoteague, Crisfield, all the way up towards the eastern area. So we're going to stay uncharacteristically dry even for the next 6 to 10 days for our neck of the woods here, because this is normal, and we're going to be drier than normal, pretty significant. Now, with our day part forecast for tomorrow, we're looking for sunshine and temperatures in the 60s, and that bodes well because as we take a look at a different model, we see that we stay very much clear and in the clear throughout a good portion of the time period. And along the coast for the next 3 days, we're going to stay clear with sunshine and progressively get warmer from the 60s into the 70s to the upper 70s to near 80s in some areas, particularly up towards the Lewis area. So finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast, 81 by Sunday.
Thank you, Paul. Good economic news. Inflation continued to slow in September, hitting a 3.5-year low. New data on Thursday says it's similar to what was seen in 2017-2018. The Consumer Price Index, which measures price changes across commonly purchased goods and services, was 2.4% for the 12 months ending in September. Now, according to the latest Bureau of Labor Statistics report, that's less of a cool down than economists were expecting, but they say it is still headed in the right direction.
Amazon is expanding its same-day prescriptions delivery. By the end of 2025, its pharmacy network will reach 45% of Amazon customers across the U.S. The company says it's adding 20 new, smaller pharmacies that will be embedded in Amazon same-day delivery sites. These are not physical locations where customers can walk in. Instead, they're highly automated pharmacy fulfillment sites overseen by a team of licensed pharmacists and pharmacy technicians. Amazon announced some of the cities where it will be expanding, including Boston, Dallas, Minneapolis, Philadelphia, and San Diego.
Coming up in sports, a back-and-forth boys soccer thriller in Dagsboro. Could Indian River close out a tight one at home?
And coming up, taking time to connect, how just 5 minutes a day can boost your mental health.
And we're still looking for our 7-day forecast. Listen, we're going to enjoy some sunshine and clear skies. The weekend's looking a whole lot warmer.
CoastTV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
Here at the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, such as myself in countertops, to not only ensure you get the best product to fit your needs, but that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
When I came into the Delmarva Design Center and see that big collection of slabs, that makes really the decision seamless.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Delaware Electric Cooperative is committed to helping the communities that we are proud to power. We offer the lowest electric rates in the state and give millions of dollars in rebates to members during the holiday season. Each year, we offer hundreds of thousands of dollars in funding to local nonprofits. Safety programs teach students how to be safe around electrical equipment. And through educational opportunities and scholarships, we are empowering the next generation of co-op members. DEC is proud to keep the lights on, but prouder still to invest in the communities we serve.
Is that our luggage rack?
Fix that thing. Gorilla Tape.
Of course.
Double thick adhesive for a hold that lasts for the toughest jobs on planet Earth. And for a clear fix, try Crystal Clear Gorilla Tape.
These hands are working hands. My hands are the most important tools I have. You need to take care of them. That's where O'Keeffe's comes in.
It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief.
If it works for these hands, it'll work for yours.
Also available in O'Keeffe's Lip Repair.
Tacoma has a dominant legacy as America's favorite small pickup for almost 2 decades. Known for reliability and capability. Now buy a Tacoma with low 4.99 APR or lease an SR for $279 a month.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
We're bringing bright hope to Delaware by creating opportunity. As Secretary of Labor, I focused on preparing the workforce of tomorrow. And in Congress, I've worked to strengthen career and technical education. Jobs that might not require a 4-year college degree, but do require skills. With jobs like these. Together, we can build the workforce of today and tomorrow. I'm Lisa Blunt Rochester, and I approve this message because our opportunities should be limitless.
In health news, new research finds that keeping your brain sharp as you age has a lot to do with your heart. The American Heart Association says that identifying and treating vascular risk factors early might actually help preserve normal brain function, thus reducing the burden of Alzheimer's disease and other related dementias. The AHA says nearly 130 million adults in the United States have some form of heart disease. According to the World Health Organization, coronary heart disease, which is the buildup of plaque in the body's arteries, is the lead killer in the world. The experts say that people are getting sicker and sicker earlier in life, so this call to action is critical.
It's World Mental Health Day, a time to put a spotlight on issues that can affect us all, including children. The CDC says mental health can affect how kids and teens think, feel, and act. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains how one expert says 5 minutes a day can help a child be more mentally healthy.
We're all busy, so it can be easy to put off prioritizing family time. But parents play a significant role in their child's mental health.
Even when we are hoping to spend time as a family, we have our phones out or we have to think about all the things we have to do that day. And so it's really hard to just be fully in and present with our kids, unfortunately.
In recent years, health officials say there have been significant increases in certain mental health disorders in U.S. youth, including depression, anxiety, and thoughts of suicide. And many may not get the help they need, says psychologist Whitney Ragland-Bignall.
So I think it's really important for us to think about, one, how we can help our youth who are unfortunately feeling sadder than ever before and lonely. We know that we are in a loneliness epidemic.
That's why the Kids Mental Health Foundation is encouraging parents to do the Take 5 Challenge. Each day, spend at least 5 minutes of intentional time with no distractions. Bignall says to allow the child to choose what's done in that time, be positive, fully present, and engaged in whatever they've asked you to do with them.
Think about the fact that most kids, they don't get much autonomy throughout their day. They are told what the routine and the schedule is and what they have to do. So having 5 minutes where they get to choose something and you as a parent are praising them and giving them attention means a lot.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Sue Henlopen soccer squads faced off earlier tonight with the regular season winding down. Indian River and Woodbridge facing off in Dagsboro. IR won this one convincingly 4-0 last year on the road. But this time, it's the Blue Raiders trying to find some of that road magic. Now under 2 minutes in the first half, 1-0 Woodbridge. Check out this throw-in from Andrew Amalfitano. It goes right to Wilmer Gonzalez de Leon, who caps off the highlight. Are you kidding me? It's 2-0 Woodbridge at the half. But in the second, IR responds. It's already down to a 2-1 Woodbridge lead. This beautiful ball finds Leo Chester, who rips one home. IR ties it up on Chester's second goal of the night. And just 5 minutes later, there was some more to come for Indian River. Pablo's Arias uncorks one and buries the go-ahead goal. 3-2 IR. But this one was far from over. 2.5 left. Blue Raiders looking for a miracle. And Xavier Rodriguez-Blake on the doorstep provides one. He ties the game back up at 3. Well, that has to be the final tally, right? Wrong. Indian River corner. Chaos ensues. It squeaks back out to Kabat Davis, who calls game. Ripping the twine on a game winner. Indian River wins. An absolute thriller, 4-3. IR gets back over 500 with the victory. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
In 1925, a simple bank ledger began journaling the transactions of life in Willards, Maryland. New houses, barns, and farm equipment. Growing families and businesses both big and small. A record through time of hardship and prosperity. 100 years ago, the founding of the Farmers Bank of Willards was vital to the town. 100 years later, banking has changed, but the Farmers Bank remains steadfast in its original mission, keeping and reinvesting millions of dollars right here for the benefit of our communities.
It's a prosecutor's job to help keep families safe, and as state's attorney, I did so without apology, because I believe anyone who commits a heinous crime or anyone who harms a child must be held accountable. I worked with law enforcement and cut violent crime by 50%, and as county executive made investments to recruit and train more officers. I'm Angela Also Brooks, and I'm running for Senate because I never back down from tough jobs. That's why I approve this message.
Join us for the Top 50 Sales Drive going on right now at Preston Ford. With over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot, we're sure to have the perfect vehicle for you. Save big with 2024 models such as Escape, Mavericks, and Bronco Sports, all with options starting under $30,000. Check out the entire selection at PrestonFord.com. Purchase a Ford online and we'll deliver it to your driveway. But hurry in as the inventory moves fast during our race to the top 50 in the nation. And remember, cars cost less in Preston.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division like myself in cabinetry to ensure that you have the best product to fit your needs. And your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
It was very important to find somebody that was knowledgeable in the whole picture, the cabinetry, the appliances, and the countertop. We are delighted with the outcome.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
Well, this week is Emergency Nurses Week, and today is National Emergency Nurses Day. They are usually the first people you typically see in a medical emergency situation. According to the Emergency Nurses Association, roughly 167,000 emergency nurses work in the U.S.
Well, I adore all of my emergency nurses because they helped keep me alive when I was having a heart attack. So thank you, all of you, for all 6 times. All right, so at Tyndall's Furniture Camera in Ocean City, 57 degrees, winds out of the north, staying with the clear skies and temperatures in the 50s. Our umbrella giveaway winner is actually Jeremy Hogan of Lewis. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Now, you take a look at your forecast. Hey, you can always call our line at 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Bruckstead, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling exclusive 10-day forecast. Listen, we're going to warm up going into the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, we're going to be in the 80s, feeling like a summer day. But then after that, go grab your coat, go grab your jacket, because we're going to drop back to 60 for the high and a frosty 40s for the lows.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next.
And we're going to see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.